Escape to Victory. Introduction. You wake up with a very bad headache and look around you. You're in a dark, damp room and are lying on a cold stone floor. At first you can't remember how you got here, but then it comes back to you. You're having a picnic with Wizard Pebbledash and his two gnome assistants, Kevin and Annabelle. Wizard Pebbledash was telling you all about his spoon collection and how he hoped to beat his arch rival, Wizard Bandicoot, at the Huddersfield Spoon Competition that afternoon. Then, suddenly, a bunch of orcs, goblins and gremlins burst out of the bushes and started to attack you. That was the last thing you remember before you woke up in this dungeon. You look around you. All the heroes are here, but there's no sign of Wizard Pebbledash, Kevin or Annabelle. You better go and make sure they're okay. Story Card A. You see three orcs sitting in a circle around a gremlin who's holding a piece of paper. What does it say? Asks an orc.
Well, if you'd shut up a minute, I'll tell you, snaps the gremlin. It's a letter from Wizard Bandicoot, he says, and he starts to read. Well done for capturing Wizard Pebbledash and his silly friends. I need you to keep them prisoner long enough for them to miss the Huddersfield Spoon Competition so I can win the prize for Best Spoon. Just make sure you tie up those meddlesome heroes nice and tightly, as I don't want them escaping and spoiling my plans.
The orcs look a bit worried. Did you tie the heroes up? One asks. No, I thought you did, says another. The orcs slowly turn around and see you standing there. Get them! They shout. Story Card D. There's an awful lot of shouting going on in this room. You see Annabelle and Kevin standing on top of an old broken table surrounded by orcs and goblins. They're both holding saucepans, and every time one of the creatures comes near them, they hit them on the head with a loud clang. Take that, you weasel nose! Annabelle shouts as she bops an orc on the snout with her saucepan. Yeah, and take that, you smelly bottom burp! Kevin says as he smashes his saucepan down on the goblin's toes, sending it hopping across the room in pain. Well, don't just stand there, Annabelle says. Help us fight these, and then we can get out of here. Story Card L. You hear loud snoring coming from a pile of straw by the wall. Taking a closer look, you see Wizard Pebbledash lying in the middle of it, fast asleep. You try and wake him gently, but he stays asleep. You shake him more firmly by his shoulders, but he still stays asleep. You even shout, "Wake up!" directly into his ear hole, but he still stays asleep. Sighing, you lift him up and put him over your shoulder. He must have been given some sleeping potion or something. Surely there's no way he'd be so lazy that he'd pretend to be asleep just so you would have to carry him and do all the fighting for him. No one could be that lazy, could they? Card 1. Finally, you've found the exit from the dungeon. All you need to do is go up the ladder, open the door, and escape. Unfortunately, there's a big troll standing there blocking your way. Around its neck is a grotty bit of string with a key dangling from it. "Where do you think you're going?" bellows the troll. "You ain't going nowhere without this key to the dungeon door, and I'm not giving it to you. Now, get lost or you'll get a punch in the cake hole." "Yeah," pipes up a gremlin, sticking his head out from behind the troll. "We're going to punch you right in the cake hole." It looks like you're going to have to defeat this troll before you can get out of this dungeon. If you win the quest. As soon as you leave the dungeon, Wizard Pebbledash suddenly wakes up and jumps to his feet. We've escaped! Well done, heroes, he says brightly. Now, let's get to the contest. Wizard Pebbledash's spoons win the contest easily. The judges are particularly impressed with the condition of his collection, and he even gets a special prize for most shiny sugar spoon in show. Wizard Bandicoot is so furious at the result that his face goes bright purple and steam starts coming out of his ears. He stomps out of the building angrily. Better luck next year, Wizard Pebbledash calls after him, cheerfully. Well done, adventurers. You have won the quest. If you lose the quest. Bruised and battered, you eventually find another way out of the dungeon. But by the time you do, it's too late to get to the spoon competition in time for the judging. You see Wizard Bandicoot swaggering down the road towards you. Wizard Pebbledash and his friends, he says smugly. It's too bad you couldn't get to the spoon competition in time, but you probably would have lost anyway, as my spoons are far better than yours. Look, he says, as he points to a bright red rosette on his chest. I even won first place. Well, maybe you'll have better luck next year. And with that, Wizard Bandicoot walks past you and away down the road. You lost the quest. Better luck next time.